virtual media production studios in Chaffin Career Center. This is the Youngstown City School District Sports Report.
All right, Youngstown, welcome back to episode 2 of our new bi-weekly show, the YCSD Sports Report, hosted by me, Nick Safera, Director of Athletics here in Youngstown City School District. This week we're going to provide, again, as we always do, first 10 minutes, some updates on life in the district, life in the schools, an athletic update the best we can, and then we have a couple special guests for you this week. Coach Dwight Berry, Dean of Students over at Cheney High School, girls basketball coach, is going to join us. Chris Gunther, local reporter, local student, graduate of ours, going to come in and talk to us as well. And then Coach Berry's bringing all of his girls on set as well. So going to get jam-packed in here, going to be a little bit of fun today. But tune in. So as always, as we always do, shout out to Chaffin broadcasting team. Again, all the graphics, the arts, the mics, you guys don't get to see what goes on behind the scenes. We've been up here now for about 20, 25 minutes just kind of navigating, the back end of what we can do for you guys. So shout out to them and everything that they do, all the graphics and arts. Anybody interested in joining this program, becoming a part of this program, reach out to Chaffin, make some stuff happen. So on to the show. And if I can, I believe we're going to go wide. I'm going to introduce Chris Gunther here. Chris, welcome.
Nick, what's going on with you, brother?
Another day, baby, another day. So Chris is going to help me because, as you guys knew through week one, we weren't the greatest. So Chris is going to help me navigate through our checklist of what to do. So I'll kind of kick us off. So updates, and Chris, kind of tune in with me. So fortunately and unfortunately, our winter sports season has came to an end last week with all of our local teams here knocking themselves out of the playoffs. So Cheney boys finished up with a tight 51-49 loss up in Talmadge. I saw some game on film. I don't know if you watched anything on film. Had a couple different chances. We just got into a lot of foul trouble. I think we ended up with 3 or 4 boys fouled out. Did you get to watch any of that game?
I think the biggest takeaway from that game was, along with the foul trouble, sometimes what you have to remember is in the playoffs, you can't do things haphazardly. And you also, under no circumstance, can you do something that you were saying, I got away with it in the regular season. I can do that now. In the playoffs, you got to be laser focused
all day, and
you can't be in foul trouble, especially on the road, because 9 out of 10 times it's going to come back and haunt you.
Yeah, and it did, and it was something that kind of bit the boys all year. We got to see it, and one of the things that I know frustrates me, and I don't want to speak for Marlon and the team, but we got to see Akron-Hoban end up raising the district title, and that's a team we took to the wire at Cheney.
Sure did. I was there.
We got to see Warren Harding win the D2 district title. That's a team, again, I don't want to say we blew the game because that's not fair to Warren. They have a great team, but we lost to them. They go on to win the D2 title. We don't win the D3 title. So you see some of those kind of things, and you got to see kind of what we could do. We just weren't able to put it all together when the time mattered. And, good year for them, though, good season, lessons learned. We're coming back strong next year. Again, don't hold me to this, don't quote me to this. I believe we're only graduating 2 or 3 boys off that team. So we got a lot of talent coming back. So the boys will be back. We're building the schedules now, but they'll be back. Anything you want to add on the boys season?
I loved the fight of the boys. I loved how no matter what, they kept fighting at all times. And, anytime you have a point guard like Austin Brown, who is one of the best point guards in the area, can get it done on both ends of the floor. Asante Mickle was a scoring threat who I really enjoyed watching his game progress as the season went on. And then you had, the Hill brothers, they did their thing. Ultimately, I'm really curious to see what things they're going to do in this offseason that can not only benefit the team, but on the flip side, I'm curious to see what the leaders do. They're not underclassmen anymore, you're upperclassmen. And anytime, speaking from experience, you go from having a championship caliber season or to having something that you might have not won the title, but what you did was you put yourself in a position to get into that position.
Correct.
So I'm really curious to see how the leaders are going to attack this offseason. I'm curious to see how Austin attacks. I'm curious to see how Asante attacks and players of that caliber. So I think it's going to be something amazing to see, especially coming back, because speaking from experience, man, losing leaves a really sour taste in your mouth.
And it's a long offseason.
It's a long offseason, especially when you go home early. But what it also does is it makes you want to stay in the gym. It makes you want to get those shots up. It makes you want to run those long wind sprints because you're anticipating the next year we're going to play longer.
No, and like you said, it's a long off season. Enjoy the 30-day no contact and couple minutes to breathe, and then you get right back into it. The girls, and we'll kind of leave, I'll let you talk with the girls when they come on set here. The girls did, though, unfortunately, they fell out of the tournament as well with a loss to Madison. And again, we'll kind of let them talk about it, let you and Coach Barry talk about it when we get to that segment. The East boys, we want to make sure we congratulate them. Levance Turnage, Coach Levance and his team brought home one of the first win in boys tournament history here since, I think it was since 08, I believe is the corrected time frame of it. Coach Kev Kyler actually won a playoff game the 1 year prior to, and then it was Dennis back in 04 the years before. So Levance kind of bringing East back onto the map, and same with them. And I know you covered a lot of Cheney stuff, you covered a lot of East stuff as well. The East boys played a Division I schedule, and again, this is, I know we're live, we kind of say everything that we can say. We made a schedule for those East boys thinking we were still going to have the likes of Isaiah, Jared, what's the boy's name that went over to Boardman?
So I can't think of the player off the top of my head, but I do know who you're talking about.
Yeah, lost about 60 points of offense.
Yeah, including a guy who literally just won a district title up there in like Akron.
Player of the year last year for us.
One of the coolest parts about that too, though, was it was a bittersweet moment because you're like, man, I wish the kid was still here.
Yep.
But you have to always wish the players the best whenever they feel like it's time to exit. So to see what the young kid was able to do this year is great.
Yeah.
But as far as East, I think what they did was not only did they beef up the schedule, but anytime adversity hits you early, that's when you're going to see what you are going to be made of.
Yep.
I love how they never folded. They kept fighting.
Never
they
do.
might not have had the talent offensively, but they kept fighting. They kept going. That's all. Sometimes all you can ask is that you give me everything you have with the kind of roster that you have assembled at that present moment.
Yeah, and Coach in his first year did a great job. Those kids, as you just said, played through everything, played through every single loss, every single beatdown. I mean, they had some games where they lost big, they had some games where they lost close. So as always, the East boys fight, as you said. It's something that they do over there no matter what happens. And again, they're welcoming almost everybody back. You're graduating a couple key pieces, welcome everybody back. We're going to get a schedule that aligns to kind of where they're at currently, so you're going to see some more wins on their schedule for them next year. But again, biggest takeaway is that playoff win. That was something that nobody was prepared for. So Coach Turnage, again, congrats to you guys and your team for bringing in that win. And then the East girls as well. They lost. They were our first exit of the playoffs. They actually lost prior to our show last week, or 2 weeks ago. But again, Miss Franklin, Coach Merriweather, Destiny, all of them, with everything they have going on. I know you covered some of their games as well. They again had a good year. We just have to find a way. We got to get more girls out. And our middle school programs are slowly getting better with more and more sport offerings and more girls. But we have to find a way to get more girls. And it's something we're going to do all over the district. But anything you want to add on the East girls before we kind of move on?
Well, I'm always going to give love to Coach Franklin, who I have affectionately called the Beyonce of coaching. No other way to put it. The woman is a legend in this community. She is a Hall of Fame talent, Hall of Fame coach. But the greatest part about her, she's a Hall of Fame human being.
She is. She's a great person.
Anytime that you get the chance to be around somebody like that, and you see how hard they work on and off the court, it makes you want to see her program succeed.
Yeah, no, and it's, that's the one thing. If you guys aren't in this, if you aren't coaching, if you aren't, a parent even, if you aren't somebody that's directly involved, nobody knows the time that goes into this stuff behind the scenes, the hours. And, the beauty of what we have here is we get these kids with us all day, but we also get these kids with us all day. So
from start to finish.
Coach can talk about it later. Coach Franklin can talk about it. I mean, they're coming to school at 7 a.m. They're teaching classes, they're dean of students, they're administrating whatever they have to do from 7 to 3. And then 3 o'clock rolls over, they're doing study tables, they're eating food, and then they're practicing. Or they're going to a game from 4 to 7, 4 to 9, 4 to 10, bus ride home, bus ride. So, I mean, you're talking 15, 16-hour days that a lot of these people put in. So, again, happy for them, thankful for them and everything that they do. The one thing we don't want to leave out as we kind of go through the thing, Jeremiah Payne over at Cheney High School. Sorry about that. Over at Cheney High School, wrestling. I believe we have a graphic for him. There he is up on your guys' screen. Jeremiah advanced to the districts. Again, he fell short at the district semifinal. But again, a program that we just kind of started a couple years ago with wrestling, and we're seeing success. And it reminds me back of the rugby days when we created rugby, and everybody's like, why are you doing rugby? The kids don't want to play rugby. Inner city kids don't like these types of sports. And they went on to win a state championship. We had kind of that same pushback with wrestling. Our kids don't want to wrestle. It's going to lead them to want to fight. It's going to lead them to these different things. And we bring in a kid to wrestle, and he goes on, again, to represent us at a district semifinals at a high level. And again, congrats to him. I don't know, did you make it to the one? So we actually hosted a wrestling meet this year. Did you make it to the wrestling meet?
So I did not make it out to the wrestling meets. I actually did not know they were going on, to be quite honest with you. But to see what a kid has been able to do to make it even that far, hey, man, my hat goes off to them because wrestling is not an easy sport.
No, it is not, and they've done a good job. And again, we don't want to forget indoor track. I promise you guys, and I'm going to take a saying that Jeremy, our superintendent, Mr. Batchelor, always uses. Charge it. I believe he says, charge it to my
head and
my heart,
not
not my heart. So we have so much going on throughout the district with so many different sport offerings. Indoor track at both East and Cheney right now. We're actually still running. Our Cheney High School track team is going to go down to the state championships for indoor track and actually volunteer to help run the event at the high school meet. So congrats to all of them. Again, so the biggest things that we have, some other news that we have coming over here, the SVC all-conference teams were released last week. If you want to kind of take over some of this stuff here, Chris, we were blessed and lucky to have the player of the year. So, Chris, if you want to go ahead and name the player of the year in the first team for the girls, and then I'll take the boys.
First team all, and this was the coolest part because I'm going to show my age a little bit. I remember when this kid was born.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, wow. But to see what she's doing now is incredible. So the SVC Player of the Year was Alyssa Brown. The kid was spectacular. I love to see the kind of work that she put in. First, she made first team along with Alyssa Crankfield from East and Simone Lewis. She made first team on SVC. Yep. It was really incredible to watch it, just to see these kids come out of their shells. And I believe there's a graphic up that shares you with the rest of the players. But to really see a lot of these kids come out of their shells, some of them played a little timid earlier in the season, but as time went on, you saw them get comfortable on the court. Yep. Simone went for 30 at one point this season. Then you had a 40-point performance from Alyssa, and Janiyah was a beast on the boards. And then you had a player like Alexis who played on both ends of the court. The girls are X factor, hitting big shots and getting rebounds. Those are the kind of performances that allowed these players to make all conference selections. They definitely deserved it.
Yeah, no, and then, you know, like you said, if that graphic, I don't know if you can bring the girls graphic back up, but 5 of the 6 first team come from Cheney and East. 3 from Cheney and 2 from East. So the talent was here. The seasons went well. So again, kudos to all those girls. Of course, Alyssa, congratulations for all the accolades. But everybody, first team, second team, congrats to everybody. I'm going to swing it over to the men's side, which I'll take the men's. The first team All SVC from the men's side: Allen Hill Jr. from Cheney, Tyrus Davis from East, and then Austin Brown from Cheney were first team. Second team: Asante Michael from Cheney, Alex Hill, and then Kevin Pullen from East. So again, 6 of our kids on the boys' side as well got to get shined in with the honors of the awards. Player of the year, I believe, in the SVC went to Gunther over at Ursuline.
I know him.
I was going to say, is that family?
Yeah, I know
him.
And that's another thing too, man. Like, I remember when these kids were born. Do you realize how hard it is to win Player of the Year in anything?
He's a good player.
It's a lot of sacrifice. It's a lot of things that go into it. But to see what Jalen was able to accomplish this year, only as a sophomore, is incredible. To see what Alyssa was able to accomplish this year, only as a sophomore. Was incredible. And I got to give some shine to Austin as well, because he made first team. So, yeah, I, in a sense, am slightly biased because I remember when all 3 of those kids were born. But to see the amazing impact that they've had, not just on the SVC, but in their respective schools, my hat goes off to it. And it's been a lot of fun to watch them. Yeah,
and you know, speaking of some of the age gaps that you mentioned, going onto the boys' side, because we're on it right now, the Hill Twins juniors, they're coming back next year. Tyrus Davis over at East, junior, again, he'll be back for his senior year next year. Austin, Asante, sophomores. You know, Kevin's the lone senior out of that list of kids that have made that accolade already as underclassmen. So it's pretty good to see, and the talent is here. The future is obviously bright with what we have. We have a lot of young students. Our sophomore class has been very successful. So that's looking forward to the future of what we can do. On that again, so a couple more different things. I'm going to kind of ramble through some stuff here for you guys, and I'll get my ugly butt out of the way and let Coach and Chris kind of talk about what we're really here for, which is the kids. But some updates around the globe, and again, you'll hear more from it. Alyssa was also Malutic Lives Player of the Year, which is kudos to her, and then Alyssa was also the Mahoning Matters Girls Basketball Player of the Year. So again, I'm going to let them talk about that because we're getting to a little bit of a time crunch. So I'm going to kind of speed through my stuff from here. Couple different updates we want to give you guys. Track schedule, spring sports is obviously here. We did drug testing yesterday within the district. We'll have a makeup day coming up next week, but spring sports is here. You're going to kind of see some stuff slide through the screen here with our schedules. Everything is live, CheneyCowboys.com, EastGoldenBears.com. Head to those websites, get the schedules. Listen, just going to let you guys know now, please don't print out a paper copy of a schedule, because spring sports, there is rain out after rain out after rain out. Whatever you print is going to be wrong, and then you're going to call me and be all mad that it was on your schedule and it didn't get changed. Please utilize our websites, especially in the spring, because I promise you, out of the 25 games we play, probably 15 will be rained out. changes, please go to those websites. That's where you're going to get the most accurate info. That way you're not going to a place where a game has been changed or canceled and you get mad at me or the coach or somebody else. Head to those websites. Again, the site location, so something else new we're going to do this year. Softball is going to play on our football fields at the relative high schools.
Excellent.
So Cheney softball will play at Cheney High School on the turf football field. East High School softball will play on East High School's football field. East baseball, of course, plays on our beautiful turf facility over there at East. And the Cheney boys are going down to Scene Park for their home games. We made that decision this year for again, what we just said, rainouts. If we play on turf, we can play more games. If we're on grass and dirt, a little bit of rain, you got to cancel a game. So we're hopeful we can play more games. We purchased a ton of equipment to make that a safe playing field. We got portable backstops and dugouts and L screens and everything we can do. So again, that's kind of the spring update. Volleyball, right around the corner again. So there's clinics going on right now at Cheney High School. They actually started March 4th, which, correct me if I'm wrong, was last week. Well, March 4th is today.
It's today.
So they start today. So March 4th, starting today, volleyball clinics over at Cheney High School, 3:30 to 5:30 every Tuesday and Thursday. I believe we have a graphic that you'll see on there. And again, I'm gonna let Chris kind of take the mics for a minute or two while we grab the girls and Coach Barry and get them into the room. I want to give you guys at least 10, 15 minutes to kind of honor their season and not listen to us ramble. So that's what I got for you guys. Again, I'm going to tune myself out. I'm going to hand it over to Chris. We're going to go grab the girls, and we're going to let them kind of finish out the week. So if I don't make it back onto the camera, thank you guys, of course, as always. I'm sure Chris will do a good job closing us out. I know this is more of his forte. We'll be back the following Tuesday, but I'm going to go grab the girls. Chris, go ahead. Take a minute or two to kind of plug what you do in the district. Appreciate you.
Thank you guys so much for even the invite. Appreciate you, Nick. Yes, I think the best part about being around Youngstown City School Districts right now is to see the excitement. It is to see the buzz that the kids have created in this community, and rightfully so. And me being a guy who has been born and raised here my entire life, obviously I went on to do some amazing things. So to be able to come back home for a hot second, just even for a little bit, has been amazing. If you guys don't know me, I am Chris Gunther from the Chris Gunther Show. I'm a host, I'm a sideline reporter, and all that good stuff. It has been amazing just to be back home, to highlight what these players have done. I think the best part about it, too, is a guy in my position has been able to give back to his community. And to see what Coach Dwight Berry was able to accomplish this season was incredible. I can't wait for you guys to hear, not from me, okay? You're not watching this from me. You're watching this to hear the players as they get ready to come on in. I'm excited to do a little brief sit down with them and just recap. They had a magical season. They made history. Well, actually, we are getting ready to share a little bit more about that. So I'm excited to see them come in. Once again, this is Chris Gunther from the Chris Gunther Show, sideline reporter and game host. So as the players get ready to come on in, I'm excited. Let's welcome them. What's going on? What's up? What's up? What's up?
Hello.
Now, y'all can't get shy on me now, all right? I've been around y'all all, year. Thank y'all for taking this time out. I love how all of y'all's shoe game is much better than mine, too. That's amazing. Coach, what's going on with you, brother?
Not much. How you doing, sir?
Good to see you, man.
Right on.
Let's get right into it. Tell me a little bit about you as the dean of students along with being a basketball coach. Go ahead and take me through that process a little bit.
Well, this is my 27th year in education. The city of Youngstown gave me an opportunity back in 1994 to get myself to college. Graduated education, coached down at Denver East High School for 20 years. Decided to make the move home, and now I'm here, and I get a chance to coach these lovely young ladies, and we're doing really well.
Yeah, speaking about doing really well, you all made history. Can you just give me a brief recap of how the season went for you?
Well, to win any games, I think anytime we win, we're going to make history trying to build this program, which has a lot. So these wins this year, it's nothing. We're supposed to do this, and it's going to get better. We're going to win more.
I sure hope you do. Speaking about winning, you had this one player who just kept racking up award after award. Can we hear from her just a little bit?
Sure.
Okay, I just want to get into it. Alyssa, what's going on with you?
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Congratulations on all the success. I understand that you are a team player first, and that's how it's supposed to be. But how great did it feel to see all of the hard work that you were doing outside really start to pay off?
It was a pleasure, because it's a team sport. So to be able to be standing out on my own, getting these big awards from multiple sources, it feels amazing.
And you could not have done it without the support of your team. You know, how fun was it to play with this group?
Oh, it's very fun. You know, we're like sisters on the outside of the court, on the court. So being able to play with them and having their support at all times feels amazing.
They definitely did support you. You know, you had the girl down paint, Janai. I'm gonna hear from her next because she thought she was just gonna sit here and me not get on. I'm gonna get on you just a little bit. You made all conference. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
How special was that moment?
It was real special. It was real special.
Especially when, you know, you averaged a double-double all season. That was not easy. You made a lot of key plays in a lot of those games. If you could summarize this for me, what would you say was the highlight of the season for you?
The highlight of the season for me, just playing, averaging double-doubles as much as I can. Really, that was all.
While it wasn't an easy thing to do, you all were able to leave this program in a much better place, and you also were able to play with an amazing player such as Alexis P. I'm gonna go ahead and toss this back over to her because you thought I was gonna get on you too. I'm getting all y'all today. First of all, I loved your game because of how you were able to do it on both sides of the court. You made all conference as well. How special of a moment was that?
It was good.
What was it about this season that stood out to you the most?
We was champions for our conference, which is the first time.
Not only that, but you were able to win a playoff game for the first time in school history. That was not easy. But can you take me back through that game? Like, what were some of the key moments that stood out?
We just need to lock in and play as a team. It was a team effort.
1,000,000,000%. And there's no way that I can have all of you here without acknowledging once again the coach. Coach, what was it about this season that made you sit back and say, wow, like we really are doing something special? Because you had said we were supposed to do this, but there was a lot of adversity that comes with that. So, you know, how special was this season for you?
It was special. The girls' commitment. Me and this young lady, we spent the whole summer in the gym getting her gang together, and it showed. But just this group, everybody that's sitting here, we have fun, we laugh, we joke. It was evident that we was going to be successful because they work hard, and if you've seen any game, you see how hard they play for me on that court. It's unbelievable. I don't think they understand it. But
oh yeah, 1,000,000,000%.
But their efforts are the reason why we're sitting here right now. And
it's a team game. You know, I'm gonna hear from these two young ladies down here. What was something from this season that now that the season is over, you can kind of decompress for a hot second, but what was something from this season that was really special for you?
I feel like something that was really special was us being able to, you know, have a good friendship and relationship with each other, like womanhood. So that's what I feel like really stood out for me.
That's special because that doesn't happen on every team. I've played on several teams where, yeah, we played together, but we didn't rock with each other outside of that. You know, what would you say is something that you really enjoyed about the team this year?
Something I really enjoyed about the team is how, like, if you're standing out, they really, like, make you feel one and make you feel like we're all a team.
Oh, we are one?
We are one. I heard that a lot this year. Coach, I'm going to take a wild guess and say you're an amazing Frankie Beverly fan, aren't you?
Yeah, and that was our saying. We had to be one. Every girl has a unique skill set, and that's what we did. We met the girls where they were at, and everybody had their role and their skill set, and and we are one. It came as one.
What is one piece of advice that you would give future athletes?
Well, my own personal spirit, feelings, never give up. It's never too late to accomplish your goals. At any age, you can reach any accomplishment that you want. It's never too late.
While it isn't too late, unfortunately, your time coaching some of these seniors is over with. Whew. But I know that it's not a bad thing, though, because you want to see them move on to the next, and you want to see them continue to elevate in life. So I'm going to take a little bit of a backseat and let you ask some nice little questions to your seniors that are getting ready to graduate from this program and move on.
We'll start with Miss Pete. And my question to her is, what made you want to be a Cheney Cowgirl?
So I really came because I heard that you were coaching, and it was more of a team effort for you and Coach Brown that made me come to this school.
And we're glad that you came too, Lex.
You did an amazing job during your tenure here as well. I think one of the coolest parts about her game was she did it on both ends of the court. There were times when I saw her down there banging the boards with some of the biggest girls in the Valley, and then you see her hit that outside J. That had to be special to, you know, see her progress as she was there.
I applaud her because I tell her this all the time. Nobody got it from me more than Lex. I stayed on her back, but yes, she steady showed up, steady comes to the office and speak. So that just shows her character and how strong she is, and that's going to take her further in life.
I love her shoe game too, but let's go ahead and get to the next question.
Now, I call her Nay, but she said I messed up her name, but she is Nay to me. When Nay walked into the gym my second year, like I say, I thought she was somebody's mom, come to pick their kid up, and she said, no, I'm here to play. And from that point on, Nay fit in. Nay is the reason why our program elevated. Everybody wants a big, and then she worked on her game, and she gave us that presence that we could play with anybody, and she's covering anybody's inside. And Nay just she's also a comedian too, as well.
Yeah, I picked up on a couple of the comments they were saying off camera.
But just like say, just having them, we are going to miss them. We're going to miss them next year. We're going to move forward, and hopefully they come back. I always tell Lex Pete, I feel like she's going to be the first former player that I hire as a coach here in the building, and hopefully Nay as well, because they're both going to be heading to school right down the street at YSU. So they'll be around.
Let me get in here. Ladies, what are some of your future plans?
I'm going to go to college so I can become a NICU nurse, a child's nurse.
And what made you want to go into that field?
My mom, she's also a nurse.
A really nice nurse too, by the way. Just want to put that out there. And what about yourself?
Well, I'm going to college to continue on playing basketball.
I hope you average a double-double in college. I really do.
Me
because
too.
that would be so amazing to watch, because to me that's just a natural progression from how you was in high school to how you are in college. While it won't be easy, I definitely wish you all the best. Thank you for taking this time out. And Coach, what message would you like to send to anybody that came out to a game this year, or people that just supported you all throughout the season?
Oh, I have to thank the community, and we're going to start with artists at work. Miss Betsy, she called me and said she was reading about the girls in the newspapers, and then she got these T-shirts made for us. They were really nice T-shirts. I have to give a shout out to Miss Annette Brown for always making sure team meals was together for the boys as well as the girls. Malika Wilkes, I'll give them a shout out, but the community as a whole. If you've seen our games, I feel like when we played the double hitters, the girls should have been playing the second game because we was the crowd gatherers. That's just how I feel. I thought we was the show.
Couple of things. Number one, thank you for this wonderful T-shirt that I'm gonna take home with me after this. Just want to put that out there. But on a serious note, one of the coolest parts about being around you all this season was I saw the way that you all interacted with each other. When adversity hit, you stuck together. When you win, you made sure that you highlighted them.
Right.
One of the interviews we had after a game was, normally when I interview a coach, it's just me and the coach.
Right.
But you said, no, I want all of my players here. That to me showed that you genuinely want to see your kids always in the spotlight, and you want to make sure that we are highlighting them in the way that they should be highlighted, compared to how some of these other people try to highlight them.
They're phenomenal young ladies. If you know, in the classroom, they're phenomenal. You know, outside the court, like we had our good and our bad, but more good. And like I say, I enjoy being the coach here, being a Youngstown guy, and being able to give them the opportunity that somebody gave me. So that's what's so special about this. And we're gonna keep fighting, and sooner or later, the Cheney Cowgirls will be in Dayton.
Well, before you get to Dayton, you got to have a great off season. Now, I heard a little story that you guys got invited to a nice little place over the off season. Can you hear on that for a hot second?
We have been invited to a national tournament next year in Christmas time, and the Tarkanian Classic. It's 4 games, teams from all over the country. Hopefully we're able to fundraise and take that trip. And we give a thanks to the district for allowing us this opportunity to be a part of that trip. And I think it'll be well for the girls in Colorado. We went there several times. It's an amazing tournament. They get a college-style feel. And we're going to go down there and we're going to represent Youngstown.
And handle business. That's what we do best.
Yes.
Any final remarks?
I'm just happy to be here and happy to be a part of this program and happy to be a part of Cheney High School.
And thank y'all for making my job so much fun this past season. I really appreciate it. All the best to you all. Coach, thank you so much for your time today, brother.
Thank you.
You got that real firm handshake, too. I appreciate that.
I think we're still out. If you want to actually hold the shirt up, we couldn't get a good view. I don't know if you guys can still see me either. But if you want to go ahead and aim at one of the cameras. And then who was this from again?
It's artists at work, Miss Betsy. She wanted us to give her a shout out. She definitely did a great job with those shirts. And I don't know if everybody knows, but this was the last year of the SVC, and we are the champions of the last year. So I'm proud of that as well.
There's an old saying that goes, and I'm going to paraphrase it, but there is an old saying that goes like this: the last shall be first. And to see how you guys battled from a lot of times being in last place to being in first place, my hat goes off to you, because it wasn't easy, but look what you were able to do. You made history.
We're going to continue to make it. Also, I want to give a shout out. I'm a East graduate, so shout out to the Golden Bears.
All day, every day.
Right on.
Thanks for your time, Coach. Appreciate it.
All right, well, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Thank you, guys. This will be live. We're currently live, I believe. Can you see me? We're currently live right now. This will be shared through Facebook. Chauvin Broadcasting, again, thank you to the girls for coming in, kind of expressing some of your guys' knowledge. Coach, appreciate you for everything all year. And then, Chris, thanks for coming in and saving the day over there, because I couldn't do what he did. So appreciate you all. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Youngstown. And then we will see you guys in 2 weeks, next Tuesday. I got to find you guys a guest, though. So thank you. Any last words, girls? Anything else? Coach?
We are one. We are one.
We are one. That's been the slogan all year. So appreciate all you guys. Thank you again.
If you play the song long enough, they'll get it.
Yes, they will.
Yes. Thank you.
We're probably still alive, I think, but we're good.